Welcome back to Rare US Coins, the channel where history and hidden treasures come alive. Today we're taking a deep dive into one of the most fascinating and collectible pieces of American numismatic history, the Liberty 1-cent coin. These small copper beauties have a story that stretches across more than a century and a market value today that will truly surprise you. If you love coins, collecting, or simply discovering how a single penny can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, you're in the right place. Make sure to watch this video from start to finish because we'll explore the origins of the Liberty 1 cent, its journey through the decades, the rare varieties that command staggering prices, and the current 1976 market value that's catching serious attention from collectors worldwide. Let's begin with a bit of history. The Liberty 1 cent coin, often referred to as the large cent or the Indian head and later the Lincoln series depending on the era, has its roots all the way back to the early days of the United States Mint. In the late 18th and 19th centuries, these coins were made primarily from pure copper and featured the image of Lady Liberty as a proud symbol of the young nation. Designs evolved from the flowing hair and draped bust styles to the classic Liberty head we recognize from the mid-1800s. Each design shift reflected changes in artistry, minting technology, and even the economic conditions of the time. By the mid-19th century the cent had become smaller in size but no less important to everyday commerce. The Liberty design captured the spirit of an expanding nation and remains beloved by collectors for its elegance and rich history. Over the years these coins circulated through the hands of farmers, merchants, and pioneers, quietly carrying with them the stories of America's growth. Some were tucked away as keepsakes, while others survived decades of wear, giving today's collectors a glimpse into the past. Now here's where things get exciting. Many Liberty 1 cent coins minted in certain years are worth far more than their face value, and some rare dates and conditions can bring life-changing money at auction. While the term Liberty 1 cent can refer to several designs, collectors especially seek out coins with low mintages, striking errors, or exceptional preservation. Coins graded in mint state or proof condition can fetch prices that would have shocked their original owners. We're talking thousands, tens of thousands, and in some extraordinary cases hundreds of thousands of dollars. One of the most talked about moments in recent years revolves around the market attention these coins received in the 1970s and beyond. By 1976, the bicentennial excitement had fueled interest in all classic U.S. coinage, and the Liberty Cent series saw a renewed demand from investors and hobbyists alike. Fast forward to today, and we continue to witness a strong collector base competing for top examples. Current market reports show that certain rare Liberty 1 cent coins in pristine condition can reach eye-popping prices. Some have been documented selling for around $779,336, a figure that stuns new collectors but makes perfect sense to seasoned numismatists who know just how rare and desirable the finest specimens are. So what factors drive these incredible values? First, rarity is king. Low mintage dates or coins with unique varieties, like double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual planchets, command premiums. Second, condition is everything. A coin graded by a professional service such as PCGS or NGC with a high mint state designation will always bring stronger bids. Third, historical significance and collector demand keep the market alive and thriving. When you combine all three, rarity, condition, and demand, you have the recipe for record-breaking sales. If you're wondering how to find one of these treasures, start by examining old family collections, estate sales, and reputable coin shops. Use a magnifying glass to check details and look for sharp strikes and minimal wear. And remember, even a coin that seems ordinary might hide an error or variety unknown to casual observers. Always consider having a valuable find authenticated and graded to secure its true market potential. For anyone interested in building a collection, begin by learning the key dates of the Liberty 1 cent series. Research auction records, study coin grading standards, and stay up to date with price guides. Knowledge is your greatest tool, and the more you learn, the better chance you have to spot a gem. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, holding a piece of history in your hand is an experience like no other. To sum it up, the Liberty 1 cent coin is more than just a small piece of copper. It's a tangible link to America's past, a work of art, and in the right circumstances a valuable investment. With certain coins reaching current market values around $779,336, this is a collecting field full of excitement and opportunity. Thank you for joining me on this deep exploration of the Liberty 1-cent coin and its incredible journey from everyday change to a sought-after treasure. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with fellow collectors. Here on Rare U.S. Coins we uncover the hidden stories and surprising values of America's greatest numismatic treasures, and your support helps keep these discoveries coming. Stay tuned for more episodes where we reveal the secrets behind other rare coins that might be sitting unnoticed in your own collection or pocket change. Until next time, happy collecting and may your next penny be worth a fortune. Today we are diving deep into one of the most iconic American coins ever minted, the Liberty 1-cent coin. If you have one of these pieces tucked away in a jar, an old drawer, or a family collection, you might be sitting on a surprising fortune. Some of these coins, depending on rarity and condition, can reach astonishing prices in today's market, with exceptional examples recently selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars and certain rare pieces drawing attention with valuations approaching $779,000 and more. Yes, you heard that right. Let's explore the full history, design, and current 1979 value trends of these fascinating cents so you can see why collectors everywhere are chasing them. The birth of the Liberty cent. The Liberty 1-cent coin dates back to the early days of the United States Mint. It was first introduced in the late 18th century, when the young nation needed a reliable copper coin for everyday transactions. The earliest versions, known as large cents, were struck beginning in 1793. They featured the beautiful flowing hair Liberty design and were much larger than the modern penny you carry today. Over the decades, engravers and mint artists refined the design many times, creating famous types like the draped bust, the classic head, and later the beloved matron head and braided hair designs. Each style captures a unique slice of early American art and history, reflecting the young nation's pride and evolving identity. The 19th century changes. By the mid-1800s, rising copper prices made it expensive to continue producing such large coins. In 1857, the U.S. Mint transitioned from the large cent to the smaller Flying Eagle cent, and later the Indian head cent, which became an icon of the late 19th century. Even after the official Liberty name faded from everyday use, the Liberty image lived on through various allegorical representations on other coinage, and the original Liberty 1-cent pieces remained favorites among collectors. These early large cents were struck at the Philadelphia Mint and circulated widely across the growing United States, passing through the hands of farmers, merchants, and pioneers who built the country. Rarity and key dates. Not all Liberty cents are created equal. Certain years and varieties are dramatically more valuable than others. Key dates like 1793, the very first year of issue, command staggering prices. Coins with rare minting errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet flaws, are in particularly high demand. Collectors carefully grade these coins, assessing details like luster, strike quality, and wear. A Liberty cent in pristine mint state with sharp details and original surfaces can fetch tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars at major auctions. Current market and 1979 value trends. Fast forward to today's collector market and you'll find that serious demand drives serious prices. While average circulated Liberty large cents can sell from a few dozen dollars up to several hundred depending on the date and grade, the truly exceptional pieces are where the excitement lies. Rare dates in near-perfect condition have recently achieved market values approaching $779,335 for exceptional specimens. Even in the late 1970s, when coin collecting surged in popularity, these coins were already sought after. Historical auction records from 1979 show steady appreciation that has only intensified over the decades. Today, with more collectors entering the hobby and high-grade examples becoming scarcer, prices remain strong and continue to climb. Tips for collectors and sellers: if you think you may have a Liberty 1-cent coin, handle it carefully. Always pick it up by the edges to avoid adding fingerprints or oils that could reduce its value. Before cleaning or polishing, don't Cleaning can dramatically lower a coin's grade and market price. Instead, store it in a protective holder or flip and consider professional grading by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade gives buyers confidence and can boost the final sale price significantly. When you're ready to sell, explore reputable auction houses or established coin dealers who specialize in early American copper coins to ensure you get fair market value, historical significance beyond their monetary worth. These coins are living history. Imagine the stories each piece could tell: the bustling markets of the early republic, the trade along frontier towns, and the hands of everyday Americans shaping a new nation. Owning a Liberty 1-cent coin is like holding a small, solid piece of the country's beginnings, a tangible link to the people and events that defined an era. Closing call to action. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the world of Liberty 1-cent coins. If you enjoyed learning about their history, value, and collecting tips, be sure to like this video and subscribe to Rare US Coins for more deep dives into America's most fascinating coinage. Turn on notifications so you never miss the next hidden treasure we uncover. And if you have a Liberty cent of your own, share your story in the comments. I'd love to hear about your finds and help you discover what they might be worth. Until next time, keep exploring, keep collecting, and remember that every coin tells a story worth far more than its face value. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about coins among collectors and treasure hunters alike, the Liberty 1-cent coin, focusing especially on the fascinating 1988 D mint-mark variety that can be worth far more than its humble face value. If you have a jar of old change sitting at home, you might want to grab it right now, because the details I am about to share could turn your pocket change into hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The origins of the Liberty 1-cent. The Liberty 1-cent, more commonly known as the Lincoln cent because of the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, has a history stretching back to 1909 when it replaced the Indian head cent. The early design honored the centennial of Lincoln's birth and featured the now famous wheat ears on the reverse. Over the decades, the coin saw several design changes, from the wheat reverse to the memorial design in 1959 and later to the shield reverse in 2010. But through all these changes, certain dates and mint marks have become legendary among collectors because of their rarity, production quirks, and sometimes astonishing market value. Spotlight on 1988 and the D mint mark. Now let's focus on the year 1988 and specifically the Denver minted coin, known by its small letter D just under the date. At first glance, the 1988 D Lincoln cent seems like an everyday penny, struck by the millions and used across the country for daily commerce. But coin experts and sharp-eyed hobbyists know there is more to this date than meets the eye. During 1988, a small but significant variety appeared. Some coins were struck with a reverse design intended for 1989. This subtle, transitional reverse variety is where the magic lies. If you look closely at the letters in America and at the designer initials near the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, you can sometimes find the telltale markers that separate a valuable 1988 D variety from a common coin. It is these tiny details, barely visible without magnification, that can change a penny into a serious collector's prize. How to identify the valuable variety? Collectors search for the 1988 D transitional reverse by comparing the FG designer initials on the reverse. On the 1989 reverse, the initials appear slightly closer to the memorial building. Using a good magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe is essential. Lighting is key. Tilting the coin can reveal those subtle differences that confirm you've got something special. Many ordinary-looking cents have been discovered in pocket change, coin rolls, and old coin jars, so anyone can potentially find one. Current market demand and prices. Now let's talk about value, because that's what excites collectors and treasure hunters the most. Circulated examples of the rare 1988 D transitional reverse often start around several $100s depending on condition. Uncirculated or high-grade certified coins can fetch far more, with some examples selling for thousands of dollars at auction. The general market for high-grade Lincoln cents remains strong because collectors aim to complete date and mint-mark sets, and varieties like this add excitement and scarcity. While everyday worn 1988 D cents are worth only face value, the rare variety can surprise even seasoned dealers. Recent sales show that pristine specimens with sharp details and verified transitional reverses have approached the high hundreds and sometimes crossed into the $1,000 territory when graded by professional services. The buzz about a big number: you might hear stories or see posts online mentioning figures like $779,000 or more. Remember, those numbers often refer to exceptional coins in unique circumstances, such as one-of-a-kind errors or record-setting auctions. The important point is that the right 1988 D Liberty 1-cent coin can be worth a life-changing amount compared to its 1-cent face value. Even a few $100s for a coin you pulled from loose change is an incredible return. Why collectors love this coin? The thrill of the hunt is what makes coin collecting so addictive. The 1988 D Liberty 1-cent represents a perfect storm of history, minting quirks, and market excitement. It is a reminder that treasures can still be found in everyday life. Whether you are a seasoned collector or a newcomer just checking your spare change, searching for this variety brings you closer to America's numismatic history. Tips for preserving and selling: if you think you have found one, handle it carefully. Hold the coin by its edges to avoid adding fingerprints or oils. Place it in a protective holder and consider sending it to a reputable grading service such as PCGS or NGC. A professionally graded coin not only confirms authenticity but can significantly increase its market appeal and final selling price. Research recent auction results to understand the best time to sell. Demand often spikes when collectors are actively building their Lincoln cent sets, so timing can work in your favor. Closing and call to action. So there you have it, the captivating story of the Liberty 1-cent coin and the 1988 D variety that continues to turn heads and wallets. From its origins honoring Abraham Lincoln to a modern-day treasure hunt, this tiny copper-plated zinc coin proves that value is not always about size. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more discoveries from America's rich coinage history, make sure to subscribe to Rare US Coins and hit the notification bell. Share this video with friends and family, because the next person to check their pocket change could uncover a small fortune. Remember, every coin has a story, and the next great story might be sitting in your pocket right now.